Hallo Leute und herzlich willkommen beim Video Nummer 4. Also heute habe ich also nicht so viele neue Informationen. So I don't have a ton of new information today. Really quick, I do want to say, so my office hours, I think what I'm going to start doing from now on is just have them completely by appointment. So reach out to me, let me know when you'd like to meet, and then we'll just meet at that exact time, rather than trying to say like around here or like sometime this afternoon. We'll just have like a set time, is like just so that there's no confusion, so stuff doesn't get lost in the shuffle, because I'm getting a ton of emails every day. So sometimes I'm a little late getting to those, and I apologize for that. But yeah, so from now on, we'll just do office hours by appointment. And I think that should make things a little bit easier. Really quick, just wanted to say, make sure you are doing the homework. So I don't know how this happened, but more people have done the second homework than have done the first. So if you haven't done the first, you can still go back and do that. Those should all still be available to submit, right? You should still be able to submit stuff to them even if it's late. So go ahead and do that if you haven't done that already. I'm kind of going to be, like I said in the last video, I'm going to be a little bit more gnädig. Ja, also ich weiß, das ist jetzt neu, ja, aber irgendwann müssen wir uns daran gewöhnen, right? So at some point we're going to have to get used to it. So this week, first week, I'll be a little bit more lax, but once we kind of get going with it, we should know what we're doing there. Okay. So another thing that I really quick wanted to show you guys was, and I'll just show you in the student view. Okay, so the calendar is completely changed. And just so you know, I'm going to make a new video probably every day. So to avoid me sending out an email every time that says, hey, I made a new video, I'm just going to make a new video every day. Go ahead in modules and look for those. So again, you just go into modules and you go down to online videos, right? Okay. So that being said, I also I don't want to just talk into a computer this whole time, and I think that you guys probably have questions, things that you're concerned about, things that you haven't been able to ask, or just don't like. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe you don't, but I'm sure you do. So what I did is I went ahead and I made a discussions page. So what we're gonna do for that is I think I'll probably just do this once, maybe twice a week. For this week it'll just be the once, and it'll be due tomorrow. So if you go ahead and here and look at Kapitel 4 Woche 1 Fragen, yeah. So for this first one, and here the instructions are right there, right? So it's not too complicated. All I want you to do is write down a question you have, either about grammar or vocab, about like the actual language stuff that we've been going over, or about more technical stuff like how to access the videos, homework, that kind of stuff. Write your question in German, and then depending on what the question is, I will probably respond in some German, but like, you know, if it's something more technical, then I'll probably just respond in English. But yeah, so everyone post a question. That's due tomorrow. Not at any specific time tomorrow, but it's due tomorrow. I will respond to every question. This is how I'm going to kind of do participation. There are probably going to be a couple other activities later on, but this is how I'm going to check participation for now. So respond to this. And again, it just has to be a question. That's it. So nothing complicated. And if you see your classmates, read your classmates' questions. If you have an answer, right, for something technical, or if you have like, oh man, I saw this and that really helped me with German grammar, German, if you have like a video that's not one of my videos, that's fine. You can just respond to other students and say, hey, check this out. This was helpful. This is way better than Herr Königsmann's video, right? Yeah, however you guys want to do that, but you have to at least post at least one question. Okay. Excuse me. So today, what we're going to be going over is mainly trennbare Verben. So those are those separable prefix verbs that we looked at, right? So here we have Satzklammer mit trennbare Verben. So our goal today, right, is to be able to look at making plans. Like the last video we saw Sebastian's Wochenplan, right? We saw his plan for the week and we went over that. And this has some stuff similar to that. Unfortunately, these two activities are partner activities, so I'm not going to be able to do them. I did make some other activities that I am going to do, while we're going through this. But yeah, so those are partner activities. I'm unfortunately unable to help you with those. It just look goofy if I did them on here by myself. If you want to do some of these together, again, like I said in my last video, please let me know. Either way, if you don't want to do these together, if you do, we can do them over Zoom. We can do them, we can get like a group of however many of you guys want to join in on a Zoom session. We can get something going, or through Discord as well, right? You can do that through that as well. So let me know. But otherwise, yep. So we're going to just go ahead and move on to the sentence bracket with separable verbs. So that kind of looks like this. Not that, this. So, auf Seite, was ist das? Seite 122. Auf Seite 122, yeah, there is a list of separable prefix verbs. So you can go ahead and turn there if you'd like to. And we're going to kind of look at those, and we're going to see how those verbs work, right? So, here is a list and of sentences, and I've kind of shown you a few different ways as to what these can look like. So auf Seite 122, they don't do a lot of sentence variation. It's usually just starting with the subject and then the verb and then the other information and then the prefix for the verb, right? But I've kind of switched it up a little bit so that you can see. So hopefully it gives you a better idea of how these are used. So we can go ahead and start here. Yeah, so this first verb, abholen, that's something we've seen before. It's like to pick up, right? To pick up. And in this case, we have Ich hole dich 6 Uhr ab. Ich hole dich 6 Uhr ab. So I pick you at 6 o'clock up, right? So again, we've got our prefixes at the end here. So the Satzklammer is just kind of like this sentence bracket, right? So we've got our verb here, right? So our verb in the second position here, and then we've got the prefix here that's always going to be here at the end. So this is kind of, and this is why it's called a Satzklammer, a sentence bracket, because it brackets the sentence down, right? These are where these things are always going to be in these kinds of sentences, right? So we're always going to have our conjugated verb in the second position, and then we're going to have our prefix here at the end. So this here is the Satzklammer. That's our Satzklammer. And then this information, right, stays here, and our subject here, our subject is going to always be connected to our verb, right? So it's not necessarily always going to be in front of the verb, but it's always going to be connected to the verb, right? And so that's kind of why I wanted to show you this next sentence, right? So we have Dich hole ich 6 Uhr ab. So here this first sentence is, I pick you at 6 o'clock up, right? So this second one, it's saying the same thing, just in a different order, right? Now it's saying, you pick I at 6 o'clock up, right? Dich hole ich 6 Uhr ab. And this is why that, like, that accusative and like those accusative pronomen are important, right? Because now we see this and we go, oh, that's accusative. That's not our subject. That's our direct object, right? Our subject, what's our subject? Dich hole ich 6 Uhr ab. Who's doing the verb still? Ich, right? Ich. So remember, this is still connected to the verb. It's still right next to hole, right? But now it's after the verb. And then our Satzklammer is exactly the same, right? We've still got hole. We've got our conjugated verb in the second position there. And then we've got our prefix here at the end, right? So we've got Dich hole ich 6 Uhr ab, right? I cannot draw with my mouse, but yeah. So Dich hole ich 6 Uhr ab. Our Satzklammer is still the same, right? Our conjugated verb is still in the second position, and our prefix is here at the end. So yeah, let's look at another example of that. We've got geht oft allein aus, yeah? Geht oft allein aus. So that's, our verb is ausgehen, right? So here our verb is abholen in the infinitive form, right? Here, it's not in the infinitive, it's conjugated. So in this case, and there's not a modal verb, this isn't the verb, our second verb, this is our only verb, right? So that's why it stays here, hole, and then our prefix goes to the end. Same thing happens here, right? Our infinitive verb here is ausgehen, but, right, this is a conjugated verb, right? It has to agree with and there's not another verb in this sentence, right? It's just ausgehen, which means that our prefix here has to go to the end. So our subject here, who's our subject? Wer ist unser Subjekt? Who is doing? Who goes often alone out? Er, yeah? He. He goes out. He goes often alone out, right? He doesn't need to have friends to go out, right? He can go out by himself. So that's our subject. And our Satzklammer, right? Our verb, right? What's our verb? Ausgehen, yeah. And geht, yeah? So the conjugated verb in the second position, where it always is. And then it makes our little sentence bracket here. And it links up with its prefix here. And that's going to be at the end. So let's call it a sentence bracket, right? Because it's holding our sentence together, right? It's going to stay the same, right? Our clause, right? So it's holding our clause or sentence together, and we've got get, yeah, here in the second position, and then aus at the end. So again, this time let's start with our Satzklammer, right? So our verb is still ausgehen. The sentence is exactly the same, right? Oft geht allein aus. The only difference is the word order, right? So, but some word order is exactly the same, and that is das Verb, das Verb. Ausgehen, right? Looks exactly the same as in the sentence above. Nothing changes about that, right? So our conjugated verb in its second position, yeah, and then our prefix here at the end. That makes our Satzklammer, yeah. Und wer ist unser Subjekt? Wer ist unser Subjekt? Er, right? So our subject is still er. So the only difference here is the word order in that er is after the verb, right? Remember, it's still connected. The verb is just after. So instead of he goes often alone out, we have often goes he alone out. Yeah, and we're just maybe putting a little more emphasis on the time here. That's all we're doing. Okay, so let's start with the Satzklammer again dieses Mal. So hier haben wir mitkommen, with, to come, yeah, to come with, right? That's our verb here, mitkommen, and this time it's a question, right? So, like I said, it's a question, so it's got the verb not in the second position, right? Not in the second position. Aber, ja, das erste, right? It's a Ja-Nein-Frage. Are you coming with? Yes or no, right? Kommst du mit? Come you with? Yes or no? And our prefix here, right at the end. So it still forms a Satzklammer, right? It still forms a Satzklammer. But instead of this being the second position, it's in the first. And who's our verb? Who are we asking? Like, who's the person that would come with, right? Du. Yeah, I'm asking you. Kommst du mit? That's who the sentence is about. That's who the person that would come with, right? Okay. And in this case, wann kommst du mit? Is our subject different? No, right? Wann kommst du mit? But our question is different, right? So here haben wir kommst du mit? That's a Ja-Nein-Frage. Ja oder nein? Kommst du mit? Ja oder nein? There's only two ways you can answer that, right? Come you with? Yes or no? But here we say, wann kommst du mit? Was heißt wann? Wann? Wann kommst du mit? When, right? So, wann kommst du mit? And in this case, because it's a W-Frage, where's our verb? Back to where it normally is, right? In the second position. So, wann kommst du mit? And then, but it still forms that Satzklammer, yeah? It still forms that Satzklammer with our prefix here at the end. Okay. So that's a little brief description of Satzklammer, ja, mit trennbare Verben. And you can see more examples of these. I'll go ahead and keep those for now. You can see more examples of these on Connect, right? If you go to Connect, and then I should have been in this already. Sorry. Okay, if you go to Connect and then you go to your book, hopefully this is maybe shows you guys how to access your book if you don't know already. So, but obviously it'll look a little bit different for me. And then you go to the page, ich glaube es war 122. Wir gehen jetzt, okay, das dauert halt ewig. So, auf Seite 122, wenn es geht, yeah. You'll see a whole list of all of these kinds of verbs. Yeah, trennbare Verben. So, and hopefully you already had your books open to that point. But yeah, so we just see here that Satzklammer again and again. Geht oft allein aus, right? Oh, that's the sentence we just used, yeah? Herrlicher kauft immer morgens ein, right? So still forming that Satzklammer there. And there's, yeah, I mean, there's a, it can be kind of confusing, but hopefully that helps clear that up a little bit. The next thing that I wanted to move on to today is also the last thing. So that's just Übung 3, glaube ich. Yeah, Übung 3. I just wanted to look at that really quick with you guys. So on the next, also 124 auf Seite 124. So hier, wir haben, also ja, 24. We have this guy, we have Daniel, right? And we kind of have what he does, right? But oh shoot, hold on, sorry guys. Das ist Übung 1, Übung 2, Übung 3. Okay, yeah, sorry. So it's still Daniel, right? And we have just kind of a few sentences about what he does, right, with his day. So Daniel steht gewöhnlich sehr früh auf. And here above we have, was machen Sie immer, gewöhnlich, oft, manchmal, selten und nie, right? So these are words that we've seen before, I believe. But I just wanted to go over them one more time really quick with you guys. So hier haben wir immer, ja, so immer, das macht er immer. Immer ist jeden Tag, die ganze Zeit, immer. Ja, ich esse immer Frühstück. Ja, ich bleibe immer zu Hause, right? I'm always at home. I always eat breakfast, right? So immer ist jeden Tag oder die ganze Zeit, the whole time. Ja, jeden Tag, every day, die ganze Zeit. Ja, das ist immer. Gewöhnlich, das ist fast jeden Tag. Was heißt fast? Almost, right? Almost every day. Ganz oft. Ja, very often. Und dann haben wir oft. Ja, also das habe ich gerade gesagt. Aber viele 4 oder 3 Mal der Woche, ja, also oft, ja, das mache ich oft, ja, 4 oder 3 Mal der Woche. Und dann manchmal haben wir ab und zu, now and then, ab und zu, das ist manchmal, ja, ab und zu. Selten, das ist nicht oft, ja, nicht oft. Fast nie, ja, so fast nie und nie, ja, das ist hier nie, zu keiner Zeit, kein einziges Mal, ja. Not one time. Überhaupt nicht. Das mache ich nie. Ja, das mache ich nie. So those are those words up here. That's what those mean, right? Those are on your PowerPoint as well. And going through this, I mean, yeah, I can kind of show you these are all different trennbare Verben, right? So we have aufstehen. Wir haben aufstehen. Wir haben geht einkaufen, and that we can talk about in a second. So geht spazieren, räumt auf, schläft ein. So first of all, Daniel steht gewöhnlich sehr früh auf. Ja, Daniel steht gewöhnlich sehr früh auf. So what's that mean? Gewöhnlich? Ja, das ist fast jeden Tag, ganz oft. So Daniel wakes or stands almost every day, very, very often, really early up, ja? Und now I'm talking about me, I'm comparing that to my life. So ich stehe ja auch gewöhnt, also ja, ich würde sagen, ja, also ich stehe ja gewöhnlich sehr früh auf, ja? I do that too. I'm still waking up early, even though, just to stay sane, to try and keep a routine. Then we have Daniel geht nie am Wochenende einkaufen. So here we have, this one is, and this is kind of why I want to do this activity, is to show you this with gehen, right? So like we say, I go shopping. Yeah, I go shopping. So oftentimes we'll put go with a verb, right? And Germans will do that too, right? So they'll say I go shopping. So einkaufen means to shop, right? And that is a trennbares Verb, yeah? So einkaufen, ein is our prefix there, einkaufen. But we can also say einkaufen gehen, yeah? Einkaufen gehen, to go shopping, right? So I could say, ich kaufe am Wochenende nie ein, right? So that means I shop on the weekend, never in, right? Like, so einkaufen, like, so buy. So kaufen, was heißt kaufen? to buy, right? So einkaufen is like to buy in, right? To buy in, einkaufen. So to shop, right? Ich kaufe am Wochenende nie ein. I could say that, or I could say ich gehe am Wochenende nie einkaufen. Yeah? So, and in this case, right, we've got our conjugated verb here. So it's almost exactly like a modal verb, right? It functions pretty much exactly the same way. Like, right, ich will. That's a modal verb, right? Ich will am Wochenende, Alter, nie einkaufen. Yeah? Ich will am Wochenende nie einkaufen, right? I want to, on the weekend, never shop, right? Never shop. So it functions exactly the same way, right? So ich gehe am Wochenende nie einkaufen. So we take this verb, right? And we put it in its infinitive form, and we just keep the prefix there as well. And we don't have to say, like, it doesn't have to be a trennbares verb, right? I could say, ich will am Wochenende nicht gehen, right? And then we have gehen in its infinitive form, right? So this is just how it works with two verbs in a German sentence, right? We've got our conjugated verb first, right, in the second position, and then we've got our unconjugated verb here at the end, right? Okay, and then, yeah, we've got it, it's again with Ayla geht oft mit ihrem Hund spazieren. Again, right, kind of the same thing. So spazieren, ist das ein trennbares Verb? Nein, yeah, spazieren heißt to hike, kind of, but to walk around, kind of, just to walk around, yeah, würde ich sagen. So, ich gehe oft mit meinem Hund spazieren, yeah? So, I go often with my dog walking around, yeah? Or you could say, ich spaziere oft mit meinem Hund, right? So I go, just like we say in English, I go walking with my dog. I walk with my dog, right? Either way, we can say it either way. Otherwise, yeah, so the rest of these are pretty much just regular trennbare Verben, right? We've got Milan räumt selten sein Zimmer auf, yeah, so aufräumen. We've got räumt here, right? Conjugated verb, and then auf at the end. I don't see any other kind of irregular or new ones there. So I think that's pretty much it. Go ahead and take a look at your homework, right? Remember that it's here. Give that a look. Make sure you turn that in. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, make sure you do the discussion post as well. If you are confused about how to do that, let me know. But yeah, just remember, stay in contact. Bleib gesund. Bleib, also geistig gesund auch. Like, sane. Und bis zum nächsten Mal.